you're trying to like score in those situations, is it a free-for-all? Are you guys still trying to work on certain aspects of, hey, today we're going to be doing this in the zone, or are you calling it like you might call it in a game?
Yeah, I mean, we're doing basic installs right now. We're not scheming up our defense. Sometimes they're going to have a call that's just better than what we have. We're not going to check out of it. Sometimes when you get in the season, you get looks that are unfamiliar, and that's a good time for us to get some plays run against some unfamiliar looks. So our defense is putting in certain things. We're kind of just lining up and calling it. We're not scheming our defense. So if we did, we would have scored there.
I knew you dropped weight in the offseason, but you've been putting it back on. You're going to play at a lesser weight, though, this year, right?
I'll play the same weight I played last year. Like 285, 290, right in that range. So I'm right there now. It's back to 285. So put the weight back on. Just being a pro's pro.
What's the routine like for getting that weight back on?
Like 5,500 calories. I'm doing extra shakes. And then obviously getting back to a different style of workout. This was 4 months ago, getting back to training to play offensive line, lifting weights instead of doing my wife's HIIT workout classes with her. In Old Town, I'm now back at OLP with LaCharles Bentley and the O-lineman doing like some, strength training.
You lost weight to look good either way, right?
I lost weight because I didn't think I was playing football this year, and then looking good was just a byproduct,
I'm not saying you look good.
Hey, you said it.
With things going, they're taking it slow with Rodney in terms of having him practice. Does that really matter to you guys, having played with him a year and you guys having the experience that you do?
Just having Rodney in the room is awesome. Having him see what he sees on the film, how he's going to call it. Obviously, it's paramount to have him healthy. I need him for 17 regular season games and then the playoffs. So if he's got to get right, get his knee going or whatever it is, that's all. I mean, get right, come out and play football when you're ready to play.
You feel the same way about not having Kyler here, even though it's a completely different situation because of COVID?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's got to get healthy. I don't want a guy out there putting himself in jeopardy. We got to win regular season games. Fans, they pay to see us play on Sundays in the regular season. They don't care as much about the preseason. It's just a lot to talk about. We'll go out there and play and win games when they mean something, and that's what we got to do. Obviously, we got to get the gel and get in there, but we got 4 weeks still, I think.
As someone who plays against or next to Rodney, what does he do for Kyler that we don't see from our
I think there's the calmness in the huddle because we know that Rodney's going to get us into the right call. And Sean Harlow's done an amazing job. I don't want that to be overlooked. Sean Harlow's come in and has played great. So we now know we have 2 bona fide guys that can go in there and play football. And that's why it's great for Harlow to get these reps. Rodney's playing 140 NFL games. The best example I can give you is week 1 last year against Tennessee. I think there's a clip of it where Rodney identifies a zero pressure blitz, checks us into it. We have a walk in, no one touch it, touchdown. No one touched the receiver and we get a touchdown. So that is something that can't be learned overnight, and there's a sense of calm in the huddle when he's in there.
How much does he take off of Kyler's plate because of his ability to read defenses, diagnose, all that stuff?
I think that's one of the main reasons he's here. Now, Kyler's been great early on in camp. Obviously, he's gotten sick and couldn't be here, but Kyler's making checks, doing a lot of great things too. So being able for those two to work together and for Kyler to see how Rodney sees it, it's going to make both of them better, and I think that's the best thing about having him here.
Happy with what you've seen out of Josh Jones when he slid over there for DJ for a week?
Josh was great. Josh is continuing to get better and better. We have a lot of competition in our offensive line room, and I always say this every year, the more competition you have, the better. We played 14 different offensive linemen last year, so you have to have guys ready to play. So having Harlow getting valuable reps, having Josh Jones getting valuable reps, that's great for our team.
Will Hernandez seems to be a scrapper out there and hard to move. What's it been like having him here and kind of how would you describe it, how he fits with you guys?
I love having Will here. Will replaced me in New York, and he was the scrapper there. It must be like if you played left guard in New York, you just have to fight because now I don't have to fight. Will's taking over that role, man. He's the enforcer out there. Let my old ass, take a couple of plays off and have to go beat up D linemen. It's been awesome. He's a great dude, great personality, great in the locker room. I couldn't say enough good things about Will. I'm real happy he's here.
Has anything stood out with the new lineman rookies?
They know all their plays inside and out. They came in, they put the work in the OTAs, which I think it was a kudos to our offensive line coaches, Kugler and Natkin, for getting those guys right. You ask them any question, walking by them in the hallway, they're going to give you an answer, and it's going to be right. So very impressed with how the rookies came in.
Just you guys being a tight group on the O-line, did you celebrate it all or give DJ a hard time about it? contract extension?
Oh, we gave him a hard time, but there's not a guy in that locker room that I'm more happy for to get a new contract than DJ Humphries. Shows up every day, he works hard, he's the heartbeat of this team. I've played next to him for 4 years now, one of my best friends on the team, my best friend on the team. We train together every day. I see the hard work he puts in. I know his family. He's probably more excited than I am, but like after himself, there's no one more excited than me.
You guys are lobbying Kyler for better gifts, I guess, since he got.
Kyler gave us the best gift I've ever gotten from a quarterback. A new set of clubs. You can't beat that. I don't know what he's going to top it with. Maybe he gets us to tee times at Augusta. If we can put that out there, just tee times at Augusta next year. The fat scooters. Unbelievable. I'm a golfer though, so if I gotta go get fitted at True Spec. Unbelievable. A little tequila. It was unbelievable.
How's the golf game?
How's my golf game? It's trending. It's trending. I'm not going to tell you which direction it's trending, but when I got to stop for 6 months, it's really hurting my golf game. So got a chance to play with a bunch of guys in the team this offseason. Ertz has picked it up a little bit too, so we play with him. Watt, DJ Humphries was getting all the guys that got clubs, so now no one has any excuses. We all have custom clubs, so it's user error at this point.
Justin, some of your teammates weren't so fond of the Guardian caps. Curious, since you guys have started with full pads, like have you noticed any kind of difference, like when you're engaged with a?
I made a statement. I put it out on Twitter. I think I'm a huge fan of them. I mean, do we really care what we look like? I don't care what I look like out there. If I'm going to be 20% safer, why would we not make that change? That's just a no-brainer. So everyone that's real upset, I'm sure they're just pissed. Their Instagram timeline doesn't look as nice, or it doesn't. I'm not out here to try to be a tough guy. I'm out here trying to remember my kids' names, and that's something that I'll always stand by.
Justin,
I don't have any kids yet anyways, but one day. My father-in-law, sorry.
You were talking earlier about Rodney and being healthy and everything. At what point, like when you're taking those vet days like the one you had yesterday, is that...
What a day.
Is that your request? Does the team come to you and say, this is what we're going to do? Do you have any say in like how much rest you're going to get?
No, but I think there's a mutual respect with guys that have been around, played a lot of football. We obviously realize, again, we get paid to play on Sundays. We need to be out there to win football games. So the beginning of training camp, we're really trying to evaluate guys. We have one less game. So some of the younger guys can get some reps, put them in with the ones. Let's see what Josh Jones can do. Let's see what Danny Isidora can do, or Sean Harlow. Get them in there with the ones, and then we can really start to evaluate. I always tell the rookies, like when I get an off day, if I come back and I'm not closer to losing my job, like you're making gains towards being that starting left guard, you messed up. And that's something I truly believe in, that there has to be competition. I have to put the film on and be like, damn, if I don't get out there and go do what I have to do, I'm not going to have a job. And that's kind of the mentality I like the guys to have.